So guys, are you outgrowing people or you're just not putting in any effort or minimal effort, low effort? Are you outgrowing people or are you just putting in minimal effort? And
Which people?
the people in your life,
Okay.
Your friends.
you know? So we're talking about friendships.
Yeah.
And in 2025, you find that relationships could just, you even ask somebody, baby, what happened to you and Nani? And a genuine answer is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Did you guys outgrow each other? Ama you guys were not putting in effort. And let me tell you, it's easy for someone to say, we kind of outgrew, we went different paths. But if you really study that situation, chances are you are not putting in any effort for whatever the reason. So that's the conversation I want us to have, because when it comes to friendships in 2025, friendships are as important, if not more important than relationships, right?
Yeah.
So what does outgrowing someone actually look like, according to you?
According to me, it can be something as simple as, I'll give my own example. Like when I was in university, I took the entertainment route. All the friends that I used to hang out with took the corporate route. So it was just a matter of just schedules are different, our worlds were different. You know, like they want to go out like on a Friday, I'm on set at 6 a.m. on Saturday. We can't hang out the way we used to hang out. And we just outgrew each other, like no love lost. It was still, we're still friends. We still show up for each other's big events, weddings, baby showers, all of those things.
Yeah.
We still show up for each other, but we just outgrew each other because we just took different paths. So that's one way. And another way, it can just be like, as you continue to evolve as a person, you find like the things that you used to like, you don't like them anymore, and they are still in the same place. You know, like I don't wanna be going out every Friday to Sunday. I want to be traveling more, but your friends still just want to go out every Friday to Sunday. They just want to be out. I'm like, no guys, let's travel, let's do this. So as you evolve, you can outgrow people because you no longer are interested in the same things.
Okay.
Outgrowing people, according to you?
Thank you for using my example, the one that I had in mind. But also another one is moving locations or places. And moving can come in different ways. When you're kids, it's, you know, you're dependent on where your parents are going. But now as an adult, let's say I'm pursuing something that's in a different area code, time zone. So you start drifting apart because now communication starts to be broken.
Yeah.
Like you can't always talk at the same, or rather, you can't always talk the same way you used to talk. But
You're
you
cracking
just-
a joke for the morning, then
you
they're like,
just
it's
try.
evening here.
yeah,
It's just like,
you just try.
That sounds like a
And
morning joke. It's evening.
And your phone call starts with "Saini sangapi huko?"
it becomes a lot of work.
Yeah.
So part of outgrowing is just the work that you have to put into the
Yeah.
friendship. And in fact, I wanted us to talk about when you're a kid, there's something you mentioned before I ask you the question, how outgrowing each other, your parent can just move. Can we just talk about how traumatic that
My
is?
guy.
I experienced that a bunch of times.
Same.
Right? Like your parent moves, you guy, as a you've made friends, nini, nini.
Man.
You're like, tomorrow we play here,
Friends
same
for
time,
life.
same place. Your mom tells you, we're going to Nini. You guys never come back.
Yeah. I moved to Nairobi from Mombasa. So like
Oh, yeah.
I detached.
That was extreme.
Yeah, it was extreme from most of my friends.
Oh yeah.
It was
Say hakuna email,
Yeah.
video calls.
Nothing.
no, mini young.
Mulikuwa na video calls. Get rara here. I'm sure mulikuwa nafanya dial up internet.
Hata dial-up hakukuwa nayo, ilikuwa kuandika barua.
No,
Ama upige
Joyce.
landline.
we
Landline,
had
maybe
high
landline.
five.
Okay, yeah, when you moved.
Yeah,
when you moved,
when I moved. So we only started becoming friends again after now they moved out of home, you know, moved to Nairobi individually now, and then that's when you start catching up of the times that you lost. But yeah, it is very traumatic. As in your folks one day you decide we are moving to this place. You have no choice.
Bro, there's a day I watched a movie. I think I was a teenager, and at that point I'd moved out of my parents' house, and maybe I was like 21 there, and it was about this family. I can't remember. It was one of those Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
And the two come on TV on Sunday.
Yeah.
And the parents, I think they were moving, and they sat their kids down. They talked to them. Mommy, we don't want to move. They're like, it's okay. We're going to try and help you guys. Stay in touch. Nika, baby. I was teary-eyed because I remember my folks just yanking me out of a neighborhood.
My guy.
And you never go back.
Yeah.
And from day one, you're starting to think, is Jackie still there?
Okay.
You know, and you're traumatized
I don't
as a
even
kid.
remember if I'm the one who packed or if it was my parents who packed my things.
You're
can
out.
even-
To another neighborhood.
Yeah.
You're out playing. You see a truck
My guy.
at your
Ati, where are we
your
going?
house.
Namanza kuweka hizo vitu kwa box. I'm
Yeah,
like, why?
and it doesn't hit you that you're never gonna see these kids again. And
Yeah.
these kids have been your lifeline.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like since you even knew how to run outside,
My
you ran to their
guy.
arms. Every day you wake up, you think about
Man.
running to this kid, and then the
Actually.
next thing your parent has said, "Utapona."
Me hata siku
Okay.
anaambiwa
You will find new
anything.
friends. There's so many kids. There's new kids out there.
Bro, me no one told me
That's
nothing.
That's not how it is.
Bro, no one told me nothing. And I think between the age of 0 to like 11, we moved like 6 times. I swear, nobody told me nothing.
And it's a lot for both, like even the social kids and the ones who are
Yeah.
not social, like, because you know there are kids who quickly make friends, and then there's those ones who like it'll be hard for them to make friends. But
Yeah.
even the ones who quickly make friends, it's hard for them.
Yeah, because
Try
you
and
want.
figure out.
Again, you go out there, they're looking at you. Just look at the new kid.
You're there, the new kid. You've been branded already.
My guy.
What are you wearing? Huh?
When the jokes that
What
used to
is
say
this?
are not funny to them, I'm like, damn, tough crowd.
Yeah. So the people that you considered friends over years, right? I want you to look at your friend list. What is the oldest friend you have in terms of the length of the relationship? Like this is my oldest friendship, and not a sibling, because siblings
Well,
you
that
didn't
one
have
is
an
by force.
otherwise.
Yeah, that one we didn't have. We weren't even friends in the beginning. We became friends later. We were just fighting. Oldest friend. Yo, I have a friend
10
who I've
years?
known for like
10,
More.
15,
more, like
More.
20.
20.
Like
More.
from childhood. Like actually call him my childhood friend. Like there's no other way to explain to people. Like he knows my entire family and vice versa. He's practically part of the family. So like 20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20,
More.
20. So keep going.
Childhood friend, and for us we had to put in effort to still remain friends. We were in different locations, like actually different time zones, but we keep in touch. Good days and bad days, and it actually it's really good. I value it and I like it. Yeah.
You know, the reason I've asked that is because remember our topic is outgrowing people or actually putting in effort, because it doesn't just saying putting in effort doesn't mean it's none of this is good or bad. I mean, there are reasons why these things happen. We've already just
I've
talked about
I've got the ones I've potesad.
you outgrow someone not because you know, there are many reasons why you'd outgrow, and you've mentioned like moving,
Yeah.
you know, maybe our interests are different. I got married. We never talk
Well.
enough about people getting into relationships and, just
And
leaving
ghosting
their
their friends.
bro.
Yo.
Those are married people.
Guy.
Married people
Yeah,
are
tu
the
iko toke.
worst, right?
Married people is worse than people in like new relationships.
Oh yeah.
Like I think the ones in new relationships that you don't
My
see
guy,
them.
they ghost you a good one. I'm
You
like,
don't
damn.
see them.
And then
at
when
all.
when they
And
have
you know what?
a rocky
Ye-
patch,
Yeah,
Yeah.
now that's when they pop back up.
they use their single friends, like they don't even go to their married friends.
My
All of a
guy.
sudden they said, "What are you doing?"
Have you been? Not against
The last
Stacey.
message I texted was congratulations.
Man, congratulations on your on your
Now
baby
you're
shower.
writing to me, what am I doing? Yeah. So now there's a rocky bump in their relationship. Now they come
Now
looking
they
for
pop
you.
back up.
Anyway, so to maintain a friendship for a while takes effort. And the truth is, nowadays life is so busy. You know, you think about where I could have initially put in effort, but now not so much. Why?
Yeah.
Because I've got things to do, people to see, places to be, and you're not. So the criteria for making it as a friend and sustaining that friendship has gotten more fickle and more fickle,
Yeah.
right? Because before it was, you know, we're in the same neighborhood, maybe we have the same
The same
interests,
office.
but now there's also things like, do you fit my aesthetic?
Oh yeah.
Aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's
Not
a thing.
aesthetic.
Aesthetic
I
is a
swear,
thing.
it is a thing.
Me, I've seen it. It's a thing. And
It's a
I've
thing.
gotten people try to put me into their friend groups because I fit their aesthetic. And aesthetic is not just a look.
Yeah.
It's also...
like a general vibe.
it's like a clique. You know, like when you're in high school and you've got like thong squad.
Man, I hate
yeah,
cliques,
thong
yo.
squad was my squad.
I remember
Yeah.
Thong Squad.
Thong.
Yeah, we were thong squad. That's when thong, 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 thong. Yeah. So imagine now the thong squads, but now as adults. Right? So we
Yeah.
drink this kind of drink.
Yeah, we dress
vacation
like
this
this.
kind.
Yeah,
we,
yeah,
we
yeah.
do this, we
Yeah.
do that. So that's a aesthetic thing.
Okay, interesting. Okay. I had never thought of it that way, but
Yeah,
I
there's-
can kind of see it
There's
now.
also amount of money you're making.
Yeah.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you seen friends cutting friends off because now you don't make any money, or
Yes.
my tax bracket has shifted?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
shifted.
Right?
Yeah.
So
If
the
you can't
dynamics-
afford to go to ABCD.
Yeah, so we
whatever.
can't have you around us. Everybody's paying for your bill all the time.
Have you experienced
They
that?
don't
Be
say it-
honest.
they
have
don't
you
say it
had
out
to
loud.
have you had to stop hanging out with somebody the way you used to hang out because of they don't pay bills? Everybody has. Come on.
I'm
Yes.
trying to think.
Me, I have. I'll be honest, right? And it's not a tea. I cut them off as a friend.
Yeah.
I had to now. You have to be aware. You know, as an adult, you have to be aware. You have to be situationally aware.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Say you want to go to X restaurant.
Yeah.
Right. Which charges 2K per meal. Right. And I want to hang out with you. But I know you can't be able to pay the 2K.
That's true. I'm not
Does
gonna
that
go with
mean
you.
that me and you are not going to hang out again? No. It just means that when I go to this restaurant,
I don't
you're not
you're
part
not
of the
the one
plan.
I'm
Yeah.
going with?
Yes, so I'm not going to dangle that in your face.
Yeah,
like, hey,
yeah,
let's go
yeah.
to this
Let's go
restaurant.
here.
Yeah,
Even
and
if I
then-
know
true,
you're not
true,
able
true,
to
true,
go.
true. Okay,
right?
I get
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Or
that I
the
get.
other side is now you now say, let me take you. So you end up paying for this person. And now this will be
It
your
becomes
routine.
normal.
And so what it does to the friendship is I'm going to start resenting you.
Facts.
Because I'm like,
A
msi alipangi
1000%,
bill.
a
Lakini namwona
1000%.
kikula hiyo haga alitoa. Si anakula.
Nafikiria add kwa nini?
Mbona hataki kulipa bill?
Anakula.
Si anakulanga. Lakini kwa bill zetu ndio
Yeah,
anataka kulipa.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So there's so many dynamics that make it difficult to even maintain a friendship.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Speaking of maintaining a friendship, one of the things that you need to do is we are all saying, oh, put in effort, or rather, I said putting in effort. And the way you know people are different, right? The amount of effort that you put in might not be the amount of effort that your friend
Yeah.
does. So, should there be either an equal measure, or I do something, you do something? If you stop putting in efforts, I just cut you off.
Bro, let me tell you.
Let me tell you, first of all, I have been guilty in the past. Okay, I've changed, I've grown, I've evolved. Of being of being like the low effort or like minimum effort friend. Like I'll show up, like I'm very reliable. If you tell me, oh, can you help me with this, or where we need to plan a nice baby shower, or can you come for this? Like I'll always pull up. I'll never miss important milestones. But like making that effort to like stay connected, I was very, very bad at it in the past. And that was like, I know where those issues came from. Trust me, it was just a lot of trauma. But I was very much the low effort or minimum effort friend. But if you call me, I'll show up.
Yeah. First, let me just say, minimal effort and low effort friends need to be cut off. Let me explain why.
I wouldn't
you've
be
asked that,
surprised
right?
if I've been cut off.
I've been the minimal effort friend.
Yeah.
And that's why I say minimal effort friends need to be cut off.
Yeah.
Right? Why do I say that? When I was the minimal effort friend, did I know what I was doing? I didn't care. Right? Somebody's showing you love. They keep checking up on you. And you just, in return, you're acting like you're the prize. Right? So you're just there like somebody calls you for... So this relationship is one-sided. Right? If they don't check up on you,
Yeah.
yeah. And like
Yeah.
you've normalized it. Like they're the ones who check up. They're the ones who invite. I mean, you show up, you're receptive.
Yeah.
But you see, it almost feels like one person is carrying the relationship.
Yeah.
And after a while, the person starts to resent you. So you start to realize after a while, you guys, the only kind of conversations. First, okay, this particular friend started giving me I don't want to use it cold shoulder, but when passive aggressiveness. That's how I knew, okay, this, and it's moved from minimal effort. Then I started noticing their passive aggressiveness, and that's what I picked on. I'm like, I don't need this. Then I start pulling away, and their behavior is about the fact that and that's why I say low effort friends and relatives, and relatives will unpack in and out because I posted something about it the other day. When somebody is being minimal effort, right, you're communicating to the other person that I'm not as invested as you are, right, and I don't care whether you're Jesus. Eventually you're going to start feeling some type of way about you never pick up the phone to call me. You're a flaky friend. You're only there when, like, there's a friend of mine, I had to sit her down and tell her the only time she would call me is for plans, for
like going out,
high vibration stuff. Do you know people like that? Their only connection is when it's on super high vibrations, right? So they call you for plans, they call you for
events,
things that are lit, right? But they're sitting and just doing nothing, right? I've checking up on you, hey, how you doing?
Aiko.
It has this just spontaneous moments of I had to be like, yo, we can't do this, man. We can't just keep believing here, right? When there's nothing going on, I don't hear from you. That's a problem.
True. I've also had a few of those, and like the weird thing is I was very comfortable with those kind of situations, and for me my minimal effortness, if you can call it that, didn't come from a place of I thought I was better than anyone. I was just I want to say I was very immune to being vulnerable. So I didn't want to give, like I said, I have a lot of trauma, especially with like friendships. So I never really let anyone close enough to hurt me.
From that, we can all agree that people are different, right? So I feel like as a friend, you're supposed to understand the type of effort that your friend is giving. If you have a friend whose type of effort is they check up on you via text, and you check up via phone calls, don't be that person and say your effort, you're of low effort and I'm of high effort. Because you can have a friend who's an introvert, and to check up on them you have to go knock on their door, or it's the opposite.
True.
And maybe the introvert also doesn't like people just showing up at their doorstep, and knocking on their door. So whatever kind of effort that you put to try and keep this friendship going, people, we just need to accept it.
And you see, this is what I'm saying, that relationships, like in 2025, if you have mastered it, like everybody in your life is happy with the way you're engaging with them, honestly, you're lying. It's either that or your people around you are not being honest with how they feel about you. Because if you see all these dynamics of maintaining a friendship in 2025, forgive me for not, servicing our friendship. And if you feel like maybe we've gone to a place where you're not happy, another big challenge that friends have is communication. But we'll get to that, right? Why you find it's easier to just ghost. And you say, it's not working, rather than putting the effort. Because when I think about the effort, I have to start texting you, me, I'm a caller. I have to make time for you. But then our schedules are not aligning. You are a night shift person. Me, I'm a day shift. So I want to put in the effort, but it's like the universe doesn't want us to be friends. And then it now becomes a actual job. Getting to that point, I want to ask you. So in 2025, are we saying that relationships should be intentional? Sorry, I'd written points here. So are friendships supposed to be effortless, or do you have to, does it require intentional work? And are you willing to put in the work? Do you find yourself it's easier to just, because think about it, with that amount of work, it is easier to start a new friendship.
What?
Listen to me. Right? It is easier. And this is what most people find themselves doing. It's better to just start a new relationship that hasn't reached that place that needs this kind of effort. You understand? Because the only reason we are friends is because you need companionship in life. You need people you can connect with. So it's easy to make friends, right? Because wherever you go, you'll meet people, right? You can start the relationship. Starting the relationship is not hard. Maintaining it is where the problems begin. That's when you start thinking, oh, she's a texter, she's a who use oh, they night shift, day shift. But if we're just meeting, like let's say I've moved, or rather I'm doing a project for 6 weeks, right, or maybe 2 months, so I have to hang out with these people for the next 8 weeks. I'm with these people day and night. Chances are I'm going to strike a friendship with someone over there, and chances are that relationship will last for another 1 year. We are connecting, and then somewhere we've fallen off because that person has been given a job, another project, and me, I'm in another project, so we're no longer seeing each other as much. Now the maintaining the relationship is me finding out, so how's that scene over there? Is that one is much more difficult than just starting a new friendship with somebody who I've met on this new set.
Yeah, but isn't that what life is about? Like, life is seasonal. Even me, I've had like workplace friendships because they were just easier. We were seeing each other every day, and it wasn't oh, you're going to be my best friend forever. We just got along. Out of everyone in that office or out of everyone on that set, me and you got along, and we struck up a friendship, and that was a season in my life.
So
and then like
so that's the question
and
I'm
then
asking.
I move on to another one, because I do have those like long-term friends, like you know, there's the ones who are there for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. So the ones who you know are going to be there for a lifetime, they'll also understand that you go through different seasons in your life.
No, the question I'm asking,
you know what I mean?
the question I'm asking is, do friendships are they supposed to be effortless, right? Like, we just get along. Like, we don't even if I don't call them, they're okay, right? As in, tunajuananga, right? See, that's
tunajua sini mabeste.
Tunajua meze nikikwambia happy new year, hiyo nimetosha ya for the whole year. Right? Hizo ni hello zote za the year. Yeah? And there are people who are like that.
Yeah.
And they tell you sour.
Yeah.
But you see, we're talking about the lack of maintaining the friendship.
Yeah, but it's not a one size fits all.
And that's what I'm
How
saying.
are
So
some friends-
is relationships, are friendships effortless, or you have to put in intentional work? Then which leads to a question that sometimes you look at this scenario, because there are those friends of yours, you said they're friends who you put in effort, right? What makes you think that those ones who you didn't put in effort, it was because I'm busy, I'm tired, right? I'd rather just let this relationship go because maintaining it is too much work. But this one has stuck it out.
Yeah.
Because it was minimal effort to maintain it to where it is right now.
Yeah, so to answer your question, every situation is different. Like I said, it's not a one size fit all. There's those ones where it's just like super effortless. You guys, like, you will not talk for like 3 months and like things will be cool. And then there are those ones who there's more intentionality behind it. And as long as it's not draining to any of you, go for it. So I don't think it's a one size fits all.
Friendships are relationships. It's just that they're not romantic relationships. And I think it should be a mix of both, where you put in interactions should be effortless. You should not be with your friend and you're there thinking of what
do I say?
What do I say? Is my friend going to like this? So it should be effortless.
Now,
Like, you should be yourself.
Effortless, I mean that even if you don't call me, I still know you're my friend. Even if you don't respond to my text messages, I still know you're my friend. Nakuelewa na kujua. Wewe ni beshte yangu. Lakini kuna ule, if you text me twice, 3 times, 4 times and I don't respond, you start shukaing lower in the friendship. You understand? If you don't put in that effort, after a while we'll not be talking. Right? And then there are those ones who, whether you put in effort or you don't, like, it's okay.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, it's a mix of both, where interactions effortless with your friend, but to nurture that friendship, you have got to put effort. Like, it can't just be, see, you know, I'm your friend. Because if you look at it on the other spectrum, if it's a romantic relationship, you would not expect to be with someone and say, "Ati babes, you know I love you." You have to be there and do things that would nurture that friendship. Check up on your friends, like however way you do it, whichever way you do it. You see a funny TikTok, send it to them. You see that they're quick to replying messages, send a message. Or if it's a phone call, do a phone call. If they like you knocking on their door, go on and do that. 'Cause I think you have got to put effort. You can't just sit and then say, Nivo.
Then it's important to say that it's not possible to have more than a fistful of friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not.
true.
Because
yeah,
if
you
you're-
can't
if
do
that's
that
what it
with
takes,
it's not.
everyone. No,
To maintain
no, no,
a
no.
relationship,
True,
then
true.
it's
You can't have like a
You
whole
can't
gang
say,
gang.
"Me, I
You
have
know,
20 friends."
yeah,
You are
20
winning.
friends. How do you maintain all
It's a
of
lie.
those? Yeah, like a
I-
handful is perfect.
I know someone who told me that they had a lot of friends, and I was just like, I don't think you know the definition of
Honestly,
Yeah,
because some are
they be lying.
acquaintances.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Some are acquaintances. When we're in the same social circles, if you're doing like the same kind of activities, you have your people who you'll get along with. Those ones, they are more than acquaintances, but they're not friends. You know what I mean? But like friends wale like wadhati. What tunasema nini kwa Kiswahili?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like a handful. Because you can't do that with
Take siblings for example. If you don't constantly talk to your siblings, you immediately start becoming different. Whereby, like, let's say there's a family function and you're all together in one place, you actually feel like the relation. It's just that we are related,
But that's it.
Yeah, but we are so different.
Yeah.
Because you're not constantly checking up on them. Or they're not constantly checking up on you. It can be both ways, and that relationship is not there.
Yeah.
So, if you really value someone as a friend, check up on them.
Yeah.
True.
Then it gets to the question, because the truth is, okay, so I know how to make the friendships. Now we've talked about you gotta maintain it. But if there's one thing that finishes relationships, is conflict.
Facts.
Right? You have an
All
argument with
all
someone,
relationships.
or you feel some type of way about something, and you sit there and you start analyzing, do I feel like getting into an argument with this person? Right? And even when you think about how the person will receive the information,
Yeah.
right? You're like, do I want to do that? And then that's when you start thinking about, maybe it's okay losing this person. I don't mind, or you shikili. Now, because you're feeling some type of way, because you don't know how to reach out to them and say, Joyce, by the way, can we have a chat?
Yeah.
And immediately I called Joyce to say, she's already like, Kwani, what's up? I'm like, I just want to tell you, Kwani, what's going on? Hey, I'm like, acha tu niwachane na hii story.
Yeah.
Ama, if I'm going with this story, me, I don't like how you talk about me in front of people. But then we need to start respecting each other. Hapa si ati you know, I see babes in the bathroom, you're just like, girl, relax your nyash.
Relax your neck. What do
You
you
know,
mean? It's gonna break, yo.
You can't be coming at me. Sijui what. These are friends. It's only
Imagine.
friends who talk to each other like that.
My
This
guy.
is a conflict
Yeah.
that I'm willing to let the bridges burn. I'm willing to scorch the earth.
Yeah.
Scorch earth
Burn the
policy.
whole damn
Kila
house.
kitu down. Right? And that's how friendships end.
Yeah.
Hatutaiongeleshana. Let me tell you, even siblings, if it was just that we come
Parents.
from the same nini,
Yeah.
we'd cut each other off.
Facts.
Even relationships, there are people you've ghosted. So ghosting, right? Is it acceptable? Have you ghosted somebody? And remember, you can also hit us up in the comment section with your ghosting stories. Have you been ghosted?
Are you the ghoster
Are
or
you
the ghostie?
right? Are you good at having conflict conversations, or do you run away from them? Let's start with you, Joyce.
To be very, very honest, even to date, I still struggle with how to deal with conflict. And I do feel like there are some friendships that were lost because of the anxiety I have around dealing with conflict. We really don't talk about... No one ever taught us how to deal with conflict. I always knew if you deal with someone and it ends, or rather if you have conflict, you stop being friends. So I'd either walk on like eggshells and be like, hey, let me not say anything, because now they'll think like I'm a bad person, and then they're never going to talk to me again. I didn't know you could actually have conflict and talk the next day.
Bruh.
I never knew how to do that, because I had like an anxious attachment around like friendships and relationships. So I just used to avoid conflict by any means necessary. And to be honest, there are people I have ghosted because I wasn't able to confront them about certain things. I just stopped. Yeah.
Ni matako.
No, that was
Lakini
then.
sisi ni mabeshte.
You know what I mean?
When ni haga.
I didn't know how to do that then, but I know how to do it now. I know I can have... Because dealing with siblings is different than dealing with, we used to literally fist fight each other and we were friends the next day. You know what I mean? But telling my friend, I didn't like ABCD, bro, it was so difficult. Something happens and then they go and tell someone else and then they don't tell me. And then I was like, what the... So yeah, I have definitely ghosted because I had too much anxiety around
Kerry.
conflict.
Show me
Yeah.
show me how you dealt with it, because me to date seated here, I still ghost. I still find it hard to address.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not talk. And
It's very uncomfortable.
and we don't talk. It's
Inaishia
stopped.
tu hapo,
It's issued. Then we move. Next
Yeah.
time we see each other,
It's
I'm
like,
like,
stop,
hey.
Yeah, nani hivyo inaishia hapo.
And you know, let me tell you.
And then with guys, I think with guys might be different. I wouldn't know how babes' friendship, the dynamics of it. With guys, we might have kosanad, and then the ghosting happens.
Then when you come back, it's like nothing
and
happened.
then we meet. Probably it's psychological. Everybody does not want to address it, so we just move on.
Yeah.
If the issue or
If
the
it
conflict
occurs.
was kidogo, but if it was something big, then it's beef.
Just ignore each
Yeah.
other.
And you see, this is, look, trust me, there's no point of reiterating what you've said. It's the same for me as well. I've literally, there are people who are watching this podcast right now saying, oh,
That's what
that's
happened.
what happened, right?
Yes.
Because the idea of, okay, so first for me, I struggle with vulnerability, right? So I would rather crack jokes, you know, slide over, push it under the rag. Let me give you a perfect example. So the other day, not the other day, it was like 4 months ago, probably longer, 5 months ago. A friend of mine came to visit me in Nairobi, remember? And he had told me, oh, I'm coming to see you, I'm so excited, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, cool. And he came and I acted like a complete idiot. Like I literally just, I don't know what the fuck happened, but like I ghosted him, and I was supposed to be showing him around, and you know, and somebody has come to town just to see you.
Oh, yeah.
And anyway, long story short, not to give you too much details, I behaved in the most asinine way. And so in true Kwambox fashion, I in the process of, you know, I've thrown everything under the rug, blah blah blah. I see a photo at TBT, you know, the way your phone
memories.
and I send him. I'm like, yo, look at, I had a video of him on my phone. I send him. And let me tell you, there are people in this planet who, honestly, I think maybe the way you've been raised or that you've experienced life and so you have grace for other people. So I sent the video and then he calls. Remember, we've not spoken since he was in Nairobi.
Ghosted him and you
I
ghosted
disappeared.
him.
He treated himself here and then went back. And then, so
And you're Weni Matako.
Najua.
But we're friends.
Najua.
Sorry.
I'm becoming better. Anyway, ni vizuri me, this is my first time doing this.
Yeah, you know, Seth.
It's my first time. So maybe nyinyi when you are doing it for your umpteenth time, unaweza niambia. So then I send him the video and then he calls me and then he goes like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm great. Have you seen your video? And then he goes like, so yeah. Then he goes like, I'm not the type to just throw things under the rug. I just want to address it. So I didn't appreciate and he articulated himself well. There was
very nicely, no raising of voices,
me,
nothing.
I did nothing.
Right.
It was just the calmest, most, I felt so naked and ashamed, right? And at that moment, the true, you know,
Kwambox.
the way I know myself, how I've conditioned myself, he was like, we're not just gonna, I was like, Kwani, you're catching feelings from like last year. That's how, you know, because I want to joke about it.
to, like,
I'm not ready
brush
to
right over
be vulnerable and accept, hey, we'll have blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so he goes like, yeah, I didn't appreciate this. I didn't feel good, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, yeah, I just had to put it out. So I apologized. And immediately I apologized. I realized, this is so adult-like. I've officially need my ID now. You know what I'm saying?
I am an adult.
And then I asked myself, okay, why don't we do things like this?
Yeah.
Right? And so after that, after I said, I'm sorry, and truly I was, you know, and he was like, so how you doing though? And it was like it had been forgotten.
Yeah, because you had addressed it,
yeah.
and that's all that needed to happen.
Yeah.
You know, it can be that simple, but it's very uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie to you. It's so, the first time I actually did it, my heart was racing. Nilikuwa na sweat. I was like, Bas, here we go. I'm about to lose a friend. I didn't, like, my brain could not register that you can have that conversation and still be
Can you
friends.
imagine?
You know what I mean? I was so scared.
Bro.
I was like, I already don't have friends. And then now I lose another one.
But
I need to learn. Man. I need to learn.
There's something very interesting you mentioned. Do you know how many times I look at friend groups, right? So I do love friends, and I do have such great friends. Like I've just explained to you, one who
It's very gracious.
my guy. And let me tell you, the people around me really show me a lot of, and I learn. You know, you're not you're not if you're static, you are a dynamic being, right? Today you are this person, today you learn something, you change, you become something else, right? And so that moment for me was a very teachable moment, because I was like, wow, okay, so this is how you can handle conflict. You don't necessarily have to be like,
You know?
which is what I ordinarily want to
You're
do,
like, hey.
right? But how many times do you watch a friend group and you go like, sis, you need to leave that group?
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever looked at a friend
Yeah.
group and just gone like, sis, girl, you need to find real friends.
Yeah.
Those people don't
I'm
like you.
Do you know what she says about you?
Even the way
to
she's
me?
treating you there.
I'm like,
A friend group,
Yo.
you're seeing a friend group and one is being used to go bring for us drinks, go do this, go do that. So you'll find that babe or that guy is a hostage in that friendship, and not a hostage because the people are holding on to them. Because if you allow
them.
yourself to be used like a duster, people will
You
never
will be
stop.
used like a duster.
My guy,
Yeah,
bro,
true,
Ati,
true,
if
true,
I could be
true,
able to send you to get for me things, you'll never stop sitting. You'll never sit.
Facts.
You'll
But
be
the
sending
thing is,
every
there's
day.
those people in those friend groups. You actually don't see it until someone else who's outside goes
Points it
on
out.
and points it out. Because you've said that, I've just kumbukad how people say, like in a guy friend group, there's usually that guy nimeacha jacket kwa gari.
Man.
See, that's the guy we're
Ule
talking
wa
about.
kutumwa.
That's the guy we're
who
talking
ran
about,
to
man.
go and bring the jacket.
God.
At the end of the day, in every dynamic, you know, do you remember when you were a kid? Okay, for me it was Saber Riders or Power Rangers when they'd
Yeah.
come together to make this.
Yeah.
Was there one Power Ranger who was stronger than the other? All of them brought different.
Yeah,
one was being
aspects of
fire,
the-
one was
yeah,
being water,
yeah,
one
yeah,
was being
true,
wind.
true,
right?
true.
So there's no way one was there. One who was like, you wind, go and bring for us. We were going together.
Actually, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, true.
so even in a friendship, if in a friend group, and that's why I don't like squads. I've never been a babe for squad except Thong Squad.
That's the name of her squad.
I was in Form
Her
2.
clique
We were in the same
in high
nini.
school.
We're in the
Thong
same stratosphere. We're hanging out. There was nothing I could do. Right? So
this thing, babes are showing thongs nowadays.
Yeah.
Mlikuwa mnafanya.
hii sasa Gen Z wanafanya sahi. Tulikuwa tushafanya.
Started this shit.
All right. So I asked guys online because you know we got to keep you engaged in this
the loop.
conversation.
Yeah.
So I asked guys, have you ever been ghosted? Are you the ghosty? Do you have conflict? Unajua ku handle these things? And let me tell you, honestly, conflict
Tuko
resolution
wengi.
it's a real skill.
For real.
Yeah, I did a course last sem, so I can tell you a few things about how. By the time there's so many places where we can be able to nip. By the time you see two people fighting in Tao, or
There's a
whatever,
lot you could have done
just
to
know that there was
avoid
like
it.
about 7 signals that this
I
was about to
swear.
happen.
Yep.
But we just missed them, right? And even in a friendship, there are signs that are leading towards, this if you don't watch out, nyinyi mtapigana. If you don't
Yeah.
watch out, mutagostiana. If you don't watch out, huyu atakula mtu wako. Kuna signs. Kuna signs. All right. Because those are conflict. Those are things that conflict people, right? Unaona tu mtu ako naenda mwamu black stomach. Yeah, anything around you tu ako. No, this which one is this? The iPhone 16? Me, I'm waiting for iPhone 21. What are you still doing in that friendship?
Enda mwamu.
And Mwamu is sitting next to you. Come on. All right.
My God.
Now that I've finished teaching you guys Kikisi, let's get into these comments. These are some of the comments that guys left, yeah? So ask guys, have you been ghosted? Have you ghosted? Right? Yes, my family, mom, dad, sis, but we're good now, I think. Nilisha Zoya, my energy is not for everyone. Ironically, it's not the most toxic relationship I've ever had.
What?
He was or is a narcissist, but he saw me for who I am underneath it all. Unfortunately, no one has ever understood me like he did. I felt seen and heard. Hey, sis.
That one.
There is so many things going on.
Yeah.
So, Appa, I'm a ghost family, or has ghosted. Alafu, she says, my energy is not for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, already you're judging yourself, which means the question is, who
Why?
told you this energy of yours is not for everyone? Right? Seems like something you were told, and then a relationship where she was ghosted and she still feels that this is the only person who's ever seen her. There's clearly a lot going on, sis.
Yeah.
Another one says we met, became friends. He invited me to his gig on a Sunday, but then this
Stop
No.
laughing and read.
You know I'm
laughing, right? You know I'm laughing,
Why are you laughing?
No.
Hey, Kerry.
No.
Aya. Hey.
Hebu maliza hiyo.
We met, became friends. He invited me to his gig on a Sunday. But then when I followed him, with time, he didn't answer. So I just disappeared. Or is it him that disappeared first? Nilikuwa nafikiri ni yake.
Ulikuwa nafikira ni wewe?
Yeah. So, yeah. This is you were ghosted, dude.
Yeah.
Hiya. This guy I loved so much. I love him to date. But he just can't pick my calls or reply to my texts. I know he loves me too. He just acts like he doesn't. Sasa mbona anajitesa kama ananipenda? I can't tell he does. Mjibu.
Wait, but how do you know that he loves you yet
if he's not answering your phone calls?
Yeah,
Because I'm Delulu.
and he's not saying yeah.
Because he says so Lulu.
Because
For someone to love you, they have to tell you.
Yeah. And
But what if
answer
you-
your phone calls
But what
at
if
least.
you're jinyimaing me?
Because why?
That's the logic.
No, that's you.
That's the logic.
Thinking
Haya.
You when you've never met babes who tell you ati
But I know he loves me.
mbona anajifanya wacha kujitesa. In fact, even the other day someone told me that and I was just like, imagine sikupendi. I haven't lost a friendship. Lazima tukue honest na watu by the way. Nyinyi mnadanganyana watu mnapatiana hapa false hopes. I haven't lost a friendship I regret losing or never fought for. They all deserve to be wherever they are. Far away from me. The girl I considered love of my life at some point was trying to push me away and I never knew. It was months later when we were having a late night talk that she told me about it. It hurt like a bitch.
Yeah.
Nothing really. Oh, wait. Okay, this is another comment. Yeah, so huyu aligostiwa pia. That's a guy. Nothing really. Didn't even beg him to stay. He wanted. Oh, so he asked, "What did you do?" Then they said, "Nothing really." Didn't even beg him to stay. He was wanted in his country, and somehow my family thought he was into witchcraft and stuff.
Sorry, what?
To be honest, it was such a relief cutting him off.
Rewind. Selector.
All right, so
Where?
huyu alicut off mtu. I asked, why did you cut him off? Didn't even beg him to stay. He was wanted in his country and somehow my family thought he was into witchcraft and stuff. So to be honest, it was such a relief for me to cut him off. Me, I have so many questions.
That is crazy.
You can date somebody, right?
who is wanted in their country. For what?
And
Murder.
witchcraft. Wanted I can deal with because, stealing is a disease.
What if it was killing? What if it was murder?
Labda kisu ilianguka.
Oops.
Witchcraft.
That's why you draw the line.
There's no accidental.
That's why you draw
there's no
the line.
Ati nilifanya
You're like, you'd rather-
accidentally nilikuwa tu nimekunywa alafu nikasema wala la bada dede. Kumbe ilikuwa spell.
Then God will
I
be
refuse.
ghost.
I refuse. Reswa.
That's where you draw
Witchcraft,
the
I draw the line. Hiya. This is the last comment. There were so many, but remember, guys, you can join us in the conversation. No, I am such a people pleaser.
Been there.
So this one I asked, have you ever ghosted someone? Akasema, no, I'm such a people pleaser. I'll just take you back once I finish getting mad. Hiya. Have I ever been ghosted? No.
It's giving anxious
Every
attachment
time
style.
someone cuts me off, I usually know why, and honestly, I do understand them. This is the same person. And then the third one, I asked who? Akasema, a friend who passed away last year. We drifted apart, and I wish I could have fought for that friendship because we're living on borrowed time.
Dang.
This is the same person.
Yeah.
So
Boy,
first, they admit that they are people pleasers, so they can't cut people off. Right? Have they been cut off? Every time they usually know that it's their fault.
Yeah.
And then the one that they wish that they never cut off passed away because and they didn't manage to sort it out before.
That's sad.
If this episode has not made you text your friend while watching, it's not made you, or listening, it's not made you think about them, then they're not really your friends.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. And I just want to say, guys, we don't talk about these things on this podcast Ati, because us guys know. No, as we are here
Figuring it
learning.
out as well.
I've just told you how a friend of mine schooled me about, and I realized I was terrible
He
at conflict.
Legit called you out
Yeah.
in the most gracious way possible.
Honestly, and
Yeah.
I thank God for such friends. And but they make a point of making friends of different ages, different nationalities,
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Yeah, because
True.
honestly, he's not from here. And so I learned something from him.
Yeah.
The way he handled even the way he handled me with grace. I
My
was just
guy.
mimi najua watu wa hapa. Every time someone has said we need to talk, najitayarishanga ningi hapo kaa niko tu when did I
Where are the receipts?
okay, why are you talking to me? No, me, I won't be shouted at, baby. Whoa. You know what? It's okay, we don't be friends. No, I don't like arguments, baby. I'd rather ghost.
Same way.
Ghosting is better than arguing. All right, so I want us to play one game, and I love that you've asked guys whether it has made them think about their friends. Now, as we wind up and finish, because Gili, I'm a boyka, and V-Box is over here, I need to antika kuwapiga viboko. Right? We're going to play this game called Red Flag or Nah. It's the
Okay.
friendship edition. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So all you got to say is red flag or
Nah.
there we go. All right. So they never initiate plans, but they always show up when invited. Red flag or just introverted?
Red flag.
I think they're just introverted. They only show up.
Okay. They take 3 to 5 business days to reply every time. Is it Kwambox
Or nah.
or not? Are they busy or just not that into you? Every time.
Can I say none of the above?
Why?
Why?
Because you've done it?
No. Because I actually have a friend who's like that, and everyone in the friend group knows that's how she is. And it's not a problem.
So not red flag.
Not a red flag.
Okay.
Only because I know one particular person who we all know
So you're going to excuse
who
them.
is like that.
Any point.
No.
Chini ya meza, hata chini ya meza, I'll tell people.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you need average time, text response time.
2 seconds.
No, not 2 seconds. You said how many business days?
3 to 5.
3.
5.
Three
A
to
text
five.
message.
Yeah.
5.
Bro, I'm trying to. You should understand that I'm servicing another friendship that's taking all my time.
And
This
And
Yeah,
the message
Lord.
is not high, like it's actually something. 5 days.
Yeah, that's why you should just call
Call.
them. Okay? I don't have any messages with
There we go.
Kwambox.
right?
I just
She knows. She knows, right? They're always too busy to hang out, but are on IG stories outside, lying or protecting their peace.
Are you lying?
Lying.
Lying.
Have you ever just replied a message because you want to post an IG story?
Exactly. And that's what I'm asking, guys. Like at that point
I
when
saw
you're
that TikTok.
why
I
you
tried.
lying, Ama, you're just protecting your peace. Let's go back to what you said about friendships. Like you gotta be intentional about taking care of it. Like if I know I don't have the energy to be intentional at that point, right? Am I lying or am I taking care of myself?
You're lying.
My internal peace.
You're
And so even if you see me online on Instagram, that means that at this point in time I'm not able to speak to you about whatever. I don't have the capacity. If we move like okay, anyway, you said lying, yeah?
Lying.
I'll take
Lying,
that. I'll
yeah.
take that. They forgot you.
Kumbuka. Wewe ni?
Sasa
Matado.
tutazima hii Instagram. They forgot your birthday, but remember to tag you in a meme. Intentional or innocent?
Intentional.
How? Why?
How do you not know it's my birthday and we are friends?
So friends,
Yeah,
all
like-
friends should know your birthday.
No, not all friends. They're a handful of friends.
So if they forgot, they can't forget your birthday.
No, you have a calendar.
All right, Carrie, innocent or intentional?
If it's close friends, it's intentional. Acquaintances, innocent.
Hakuna kitu tunalearn kwa hii episode.
Aki.
There's nothing we're learning in this episode. Okay.
No, your close friends, you should know when their birthday
I mean, you can forget, guys. You can forget. It's innocent.
It's in the calendar. I have your birthday in my calendar. I have your birthday
I
in my
literally only
calendar.
have chairman's birthday in my calendar.
Mi iko hapa najua.
Yeah. So
Actually, yours is very easy to
the-
remember. I have yours in my calendar.
luckily, luckily, yeah.
all year round.
I deleted numbers and calendar names and times, birthdays, because I will wake up and I'll see you have posted yourself.
Or
Then I'll be like,
Snapchat
oh, happy
reminds you it's this
birthday in the
person's
comment
birthday.
section.
Okay.
I'm so grateful for this new tradition we have where the birthday person needs to alert us.
as if you did not alert people your birthday.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's so much easier now. You don't even, and if I forget, it's innocent. Honestly.
You want the ad on TV saying happy birthday to
Sisi ni millennials. You can forget
You know,
someone's birthday.
If it's you,
can-
honestly, if it's you, it's innocent.
Can you
But
remember? Can you? Somebody has forgotten your birthday. You're thinking, Uncle Nani didn't wish me birthday. Uncle Nani didn't wish me. Kennedy Getaro. Kennedy, it is your birthday. Kennedy, happy birthday to you.
But that was only
It
the
is your
song.
birthday,
Oh my
Kennedy
God.
Getaro. You
Happy
say happy
birthday
birthday
to
from
you.
your auntie, Janet, auntie, Jackie, auntie Eunice, Margaret. They are all saying, may you live to blow another many candles.
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you.
This is your day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't remember that song?
This is your day. Your day. Happy birthday, Kennedy Getaro.
Who Kennedy Getaro ametoka?
Who is
Where did you
G?
come up with these
Yeah, I don't
names?
know. I don't know, bro.
Ah,
Listen, let's keep moving. I know there's a Gen Z who's like,
what the hell?
Bro.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yo.
Don't worry about it.
Before
talk about
IG
it.
stories we
Don't
had
worry about
on
it.
TV.
Yeah, this was
And
before.
radio.
This was the show right before Joy Bringers.
Mbona unatupeleka mbali
Twende
hivyo?
kazi.
Can we finish this thing?
Yeah. Now we're back in with 4.
Okay.
All right. They ghosted you for 6 months, then popped back like nothing happened. Red flag or welcome back, bestie?
Red flag.
Red flag.
What's wrong with you guys? Okay, would you have the conversation with them? Would you be like,
Yes.
hey,
Yeah.
now you would, yeah?
Yeah. Now I would.
I'll try. I'm still learning.
You
I'm
you
still
sound like a
learning.
welcome back, bestie.
For
You,
real.
yeah.
I'm
If
still
you're not-
learning.
Be like, oh,
I
it's
am.
okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
still learning.
Sour. They constantly downplay your wins with must be nice energy.
What are the options?
Hati wow. You're the new Guinness brand ambassador. Must be nice.
Hey, red flag.
Jealousy in disguise?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
It couldn't be maybe
That's a
Kwambox.
straight out backhanded comment.
My guy.
Must be nice.
it couldn't be.
Oh, kumbuke ukiambiwa you clean up nice. Exactly.
Hey.
Exactly.
Joyce,
I
like-
want you to think about that.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Bitch. Lakini kuna watu kuna enda mwamu. Bro. Haya. They share your tea with just one other friend. Now I want you to think about this very carefully, okay? Even you guys, I hope you're playing there with and putting your answers,
Yeah.
right? They share your tea with just one other friend. Red flag or understandable slip, right? Now note they're also couples. Na hakuna siri ndani ya blanketi.
Hakuna.
Understandable.
Watu
slip.
wawili
Unatoka
wakiwa
kufunguka kwa
uchi.
Joyce anaingia bed kanasema okay,
Babe.
babe it's cold. Oh. Hey, hiyo story ya Kwambox mazee ni moto. Akisema tu yote mazee babe wacha kuniguza. Okay, sasa sikiza. Akona ball.
It depends on the depth
Lakini
of
don't
the
tell anyone.
guy.
Babe usionge. Aki usiambie Jonte. Jonte anakuanga na mdomo bigi.
Sasa
Usiongee. Judy Stacy.
Jonte ni best friend wake. Yeye
Na
ataambia
Jonte lazima atambiwa.
Jonte
Best
ataambiwa.
friend lazima ambiwe.
Jonte ni best friends pia na Kevo.
Aya, and then on top of that lazima ambie Stacy office girlfriend. Bas.
Lakini
So-
usiambie mtu.
Usiambie mtu.
Imagine understandable slip. Yeah,
I was setting you up. Who have you told my series?
Joyce.
I haven't told anyone.
No, okay, me this is what I'll say. There are some which are red flag. There are some which are red flag.
Yeah, it
Like-
depends what.
Yeah, exactly.
The
It
weight
depends
of
with the weight
what
of
I've told you,
facts.
Yeah.
and then you've gone at. I don't tell anyone. Baby, you're a red flag.
But
Walking red flag.
but if you're in a relationship,
Hiyo ukaange tu ukijua
hakunanga ya
ina-
weight.
eh.
Hakunanga weight.
even the weight.
Yeah, relationship hakunanga
I
weight.
know there is. Kuna zenye siwezi.
Aya,
nini.
they never
For
like
real?
your
Yeah,
posts.
there are certain things you need to protect your friends from. You know what it's fine.
Like
Thank you.
relationship
Yeah.
serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wewe kwanza
Husband.
wewe kwanza
Mi
unajua.
sijai kuwa na
Kama ni
husband.
husband.
Exactly.
Kama ni
Your husband utamwambia.
husband na wife sawa.
Eh.
Okay, because
Okay.
unajua lakini pia si sawa
Ni vow.
because munaweza wachana.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the thing. There's something very important Joyce has said.
Yeah.
Protect your friends.
Yeah.
There's some things you gotta
don't want
protect
your
your
man
friends.
to start looking at your friend a certain type of way.
And
That's
also,
not a
I-
bad-
Okay, yeah.
And also, I think
You
it's
know.
important on that note,
Yeah.
if you want
Okay,
to
yeah,
know,
there's weight to
if
it.
you want to know what your friend has been saying about you to your friend or to their friends or to their person, watch how they treat you. Watch how that person treats you.
Yeah, exactly.
They never like your post, but watch every story. Silent supporter or shady? Who you?
Don't.
By the way, where? It's you I'm talking about. Are you a silent supporter or are you just shady? I see you in all my stories.
It depends what.
I see you every story. You're the first name there on the top. You never like anything. You never comment. You never say hi to me. What's going on?
And
Just like you who is watching right now and you've not subscribed.
Can you imagine?
You've not liked this post.
Are you shady?
Notification
Why are you
bells.
being
After your
shady?
finger is on its way to the subscribe button.
Yeah, and you're doing
And
it
share.
as we speak. And also share.
I hope you're not doing it as we speak, by the way.
Do it.
Why
Because
would
there are
you-
people, kuna mtu aliniambia ati tulikuwa soundtrack yake. Alafu katikati wakastop ukacheka.
No! What do you mean?
True story Spotify.
For real.
True story. I can't remember when I met them at the M-Pesa event and they told me they were hooking up.
While
They-
Boxpod is on the background.
So they had put music and then itisha dating at Boxpod, right? And they
Continued.
You're not going to be like ati babe, ngoja kwanza nini. Kuna the remote. No, the music just played. And now we were there Boxpod. The next thing, they had to stop in the middle because I tulikuwa tumesema maufala. Anyway,
Shady.
shady, right?
Were you
Shady.
really concentrating on what you're doing? Distraction anyway.
Yeah.
Inakaa ikuwa poa.
Haikuwa fiti.
Haikuwa fit.
Ama jokes
I
zilikuwa
bet.
za slap.
Someone
Ni sisi,
ilikuwa
unajua
distract-
Boxpod
Nah.
is very
If
distracting.
you're hooking up with someone in the middle, they have to like say not this song.
You're
this
a one-track minded guy. The other day, this guy on air, right? I don't know, as his phone started talking, he was doing a mention, right?
No, I was doing traffic.
Everything went. He was telling Kenyans about the road, like unapo pagani nini. All of a sudden, he's like, "Where am I? What's happening?" Kidogo, he zimas the radio.
Men only think with one side of the brain.
And start talking into the. It was so funny.
Men only think with one
So
side
you,
of the
I understand. There's no way you can hear Boxpod while having sex. There's
At
no
least
way.
anafocus.
Hata unasikizanga mziki. Ten. Hakuna kitu umesikia. Hakuna hawezi. Chris Brown ako residuals haujasikia kitu yote. Anyway, finally, the last question. They always cancel last minute but say we definitely need to catch up soon.
Always.
Always. Like last minute, you know the way you make plans with somebody, then last minute they cancel. Me, by the way, that's a fucking that's a motherfucking red flag. Si ati nini ama nini. There's a friend of mine, I had to sit her down. I'm just like, baby, bombo class.
Bombo class.
Bombo class. Right? We make plans. Nini. The last minute she's like, yo. Sijui my stomach. I'm like, when I'm your primary school teacher asking you for your homework.
Yeah, no, that's a red flag for sure. That's a red flag.
Yeah. But I didn't break up with her. I called her out on her bullshit.
Yeah.
And then we're still
And
friends.
you're still friends.
Yeah.
She didn't do that no more.
I mean, she does, but like
It's less frequent.
less frequent.
Yeah.
The bitch is unfucking stoppable, man. And I know she's watching. Unajua ni wewe.
Hi, guy. Wow.
Anyway, so clearly friendships, we've understood that they have to be intentional.
Yeah, adult friendships?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Hii
gonna take
kitu
some
si
work.
ati, let's just walk outside. That you're outside. Let's play. No.
Even me, I'm outside.
Yeah.
Yay.
What's not the worst thing? Let me
Yeah.
tell you. You see what we've just said? Imagine we're not talking about kids, we're talking about adults.
Yeah.
There's nothing as bad as you've been a terrible friend, you've not been intentional, and then you meet me outside. Then you're like, oh, we're outside. No, we're not outside.
You
are
outside.
I'm outside. That's it.
We are outside separately.
We are not catching up here right now. I'm not here for you, okay?
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah. So maybe you can tell us, or now that we've spoken all this, if you were to give yourself a score, which is my last question, of what kind of friend qualities, look at all your friendship qualities and everything, and evaluated in everything we've spoken about today. Would you consider yourself a good friend, a mid friend, or you got a lot of work to do, friend? Do better.
I would classify myself as a good
I
friend.
knew you were gonna
As
say,
of
girl,
recently.
like you said.
Girl,
Good
I knew
friend.
you were going to
You
say that.
see, you said I'm a good friend. You don't think I'm
No,
a good
I
friend?
said I knew you'd say that.
Oh, I thought you said I'm a good friend.
You're
I'm
hearing
not
your
a
own
good friend.
things. Don't
Guys are so
gaslight us.
mean.
Yeah.
They're so mean to
Don't
me.
gaslight us to
They are
tell
not
you're a
good
good friend.
No, I
This is you to answer.
No, I think I would
Yeah?
classify myself as a good friend.
So
I've
you-
been very intentional the last couple of years, having put in the work now.
Nice.
Not from the past. Like I said, I've evolved.
Is there a friend? Okay, wait. Uh-huh.
Mid, because I've got a few that I'd say I'm a good friend to, and then I've got some that I need to put in a lot of work. So mid friend.
Is there a friendship that you lost that you wish?
You?
Yes, I have. Oh, rate myself.
Yes.
I feel like I'm a best friend. What are you talking about? Best
You,
friend material.
it was not even part of the answer
I'm
the
best.
question.
That's-
I'm the
Yeah.
best. I feel like I'm the best kind of friend you can get. Right? No, I feel like, honestly, if I'm being honest, I'm from like, I just graduated from, I guess I'm what to do.
Yeah. Now you're in the mid.
I'm now in the, I've
Mid.
just arrived at the mid.
Just arrived.
I'm like lower income, lower arrived
Lower
friend.
Yeah.
There we go. Right. I feel like I have so much work to do. So I feel like I could be better. Right. If I'm being honest with myself, I feel like I could do so much better. Because I used to feel like giving love is enough.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
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 It's not.
If there was a friendship that you lost, is there a friendship that you lost which you wish you could fix?
I actually fixed it.
Really?
Yeah. We reconciled. Good. But yes, if you had asked me in the past, that's definitely a friendship that it hurt me losing. It haunted me. Okay? But we reconciled. So I'm glad we did. Took years, but we reconciled.
Is it back to, like, have you guys created something new, or you're back to your...
I feel like we just almost like picked up where we left off, but with a clearer understanding of each other, because or me personally, I was doing the whole like sweeping things under the rug or like not talking or like whatever. So we're like, you've met her. Actually, a lot of people kept asking me about that friendship, but we reconciled.
Nice.
Yeah.
Carrie?
I wouldn't say I lost the friendship, but I've grown distant from a friend that I feel I need to put some effort in us getting back to being friends. And this is a friendship sleepover type when we were kids friends.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's grown to a point where he has a family now. I've never met the toy,
Bro.
never met the
Guy.
person,
Oh, yeah.
the wife,
Mm.
and have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I do have a friendship or 2 or 3 or 10 that that I feel like I could have those people are so good to you, but then you maybe I didn't take them for serious.
For serious.
I took them for
So
granted.
you just
Yeah.
had issues being vulnerable. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
I do.
Yeah.
So I guess after a while it was just like, what am I doing here? But there are some that I'm working on fixing as we speak.
Well done.
So when I started doing that conflict class,
Is
I
when you were
realized
like,
we're not beefing.
yeah, we just need
We're just
to
in
resolve.
conflict.
Yeah.
That has been pending for 17 years. Let me go and fix it. So I started, so it's not the easiest thing, but it's once you set it as the agenda,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
things
gotta
start
do
working.
it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
So thank you so much for being part of this episode. And what have I learned? I have learned that that I'm seated with some very amazing people inside the camera who are at home watching me right now.
What
That
if
was a
what
setup.
if she's watching while doing dishes? She ain't seated.
I'm not talking about those ones. No, but for real though, I think you guys, even the fact that the way you've handled those friendships and the fact that you've been vulnerable enough to say, niko na hizi ma issues.
So let me tell you, it's nauseating. Like,
Yeah.
I literally feel like throwing up when I have to deal with conflict. Like, I feel sick.
Mine is vulnerability. Tuendelee.